I have a portable solar charging station here. This is the $220 40-watt solar panel from Kyocera that I picked up for $20 in Michigan. And I've got it hooked up to my jump starter, just with some clips that plug into the cigarette lighter. I got these adapters at Harbor Freight. When Herbster Place was here, he gave me the idea of all these things from Harbor Freight. So I went and bought a kit. It was only like $9 for a bunch of different plugs and ends and wires. And it's charging. Let me show you the meter. It is charging the battery right now. You can see it's up over 100. Right here it shows charging. If I disconnect the wire, hold on. Can't do this with while showing. It's only going to be about 75%. Nah, it's a little lower there. Or a little higher now. It's just a service charge. See, this needle's slowly dropping. It'll settle back down to 75%. But anyway, I'll hook this back up and it'll be well over 100 again. See? It shows charging. When the sun is full on, this is going to take some nice charging. So I'll leave that out here for a couple hours, and then I can use this. I have to hook up a water pump from that big tank and run it all the way over to my RV, because I just ran out of water last night in the RV. No running water in the RV. So I've got to run a water hose from there across to here, and that's my power station for running the water pump. So later on this afternoon I can refill the RV then. The baby cat's out playing in the leaves. Yeah, it's fun, huh? All these leaves. She's chasing the leaves as they fall from the trees. Look at all this, just in a couple days. It's so amazing how fast they come down. Look at that. Now I'm back here. I'm at the back of the RV, and what I'm going to do is I've ripped out, look at the mess. I don't know if you can see that if you can see that fine powder left behind by the ants. They completely destroyed the wood in here. Anyway, I ripped out the bad wood, and what I'm going to do here, I'm going to vacuum this right now, and then I'm going to cut some wood, some leftover OSB or whatever you want to call it, particle board. I'm going to cut it to fit these shapes here. I'm going to run it all along the length of this, and then I'm going to cut it to fit up inside under the bathroom cabinets, so that I've got a surface to screw down into, because here is just nothing but rot. This is nothing, it's all rot and bare aluminum sheet metal. There's nothing below that. That's just a piece of sheet metal, nothing else there. And I have to have something to support the wood when I put it in here. So I'll have it slide into these slots here, which will also give me clean surfaces underneath my bathroom sink to put stuff on. That'll be nice to have a clean area. And fix this floor, and then I'll try to find something that'll fit this thickness here and try to fill this piece in here as well. It'll have to be done in two parts, I think, to fit it in. But anyway, I need to fill that and put the latch back together. Hopefully it still works. And then put insulation on that, and then I have to seal all the nooks and crannies and holes where the mice have caused destruction. And all of this area, this whole area right here, has been gutted by mice. This whole complete back of the RV, everything above and inside is made out of steel and styrofoam insulation. Solid, safe, never touched by mice. Stupidly, this whole back hatch, they just pushed up yellow fiberglass insulation inside there. Now it's all gone, every bit of it. So I'm going to re-insulate that whole area, stuff pink insulation in there that I happen to have, and then try to seal it off from mice ever getting in there again, and also try to seal off and compartmentalize this whole area to prevent mice from getting through the RV. It's just a nightmare, those monsters. Really got to try to prevent them from getting through. And especially down here, I have to seal down under here somehow to keep mice from going through, because there's insulation in the walls up inside there as well. The yellow fiberglass junk that they used. And the mice had a party in there too. And right now I'm mouse free, and I want to keep it that way permanently. My little Harbor Freight generator going. It's got a 3-month guarantee, so I plan on using it for 3 months heavily and make sure that thing's gonna last. I'm gonna vacuum this hole out. There's my cat litter box. It slips in and out right there. And she made a bit of a mess right there. So I have to clean it out anyway. All cleaned out, ready to fill. And the problem is the cat has been walking through here, and that metal has collapsed downwards and very badly out down in the back there. So I have to gonna have to work somehow here. I think I'm gonna put a piece to come up to this board. I can't get this board out. That was that shelf that was up in there previously. But anyway, this is stuck. This stays. So I need to find a piece this thick, fill in right here. I need to find something. I'm going to have to actually make like two layers, and then put a board on top to screw everything together, and then from the bottom I'll put screws up to hold that aluminum in place, because the mice now can slide in and out along the edges where it's sagged. Here, there's going to be a slip in, drop in place piece. It's going to be cut to fit this whole section. It's going to be one piece from here all the way to here that slips right in there, hopefully. Theoretically, I want to slip it inside that area. I might have to do that in 2 pieces, but it'll give me a new floor down in there and something to screw to. But I don't know about the physics of that, getting that underneath that lip here. But that's the plan anyway, is to hopefully put in some flooring here, and then I can insulate the pipes with the new insulation material I got from Frost King, and then I'll finish insulating this whole back end up in here. It's going to be a lot of work, and I don't think it'll be just a one-day project. Right here I've put up 3 layers of scrap wood that I had pulled out of this in demolition previously. It's going to be a nightmare because there's so many pieces of framing and cross framing under the floor here. And I'm going to screw this down solidly to this board, screw that board down solidly to the board under that, and then I'll have a somewhat stable area back here. And boy, it's a mess. And I'm going to have to screw from underneath up through the aluminum and into the layers of wood and hope that it'll hold up. I just need to fill in this area for insulating purposes and to keep the mice out, because there's a mouse highway was in there. You can see I screw this down all the way across, and I have a relatively rigid floor here. That's a good start. Now I just have to screw up from the bottom into those 3 layers that I have, screw the aluminum up into that, and I'll have that solidified and secured against mice. I still have I can see bare fiberglass back in there, and a hole straight to the ground where the mice rip through, that I'll fill with spray foam and steel wool. So I'm trying to fit this board down in here to strengthen up the floor. I had to cut out a slot here and cut that in 2 pieces this way. The hoses are fighting me a long way, but what I just discovered is the screws that hold this whole hatch on are hanging out in my way. There used to be a wooden frame down in here, and it's all gone. It's all rotted, and the only thing hanging through the fiberglass is the screws right now, which are right in my way. This is a problem. All those screws have to come out. And I'm going to have to reframe this whole hatch inside. What a mess. It's a terrible mess. Oh. Oh. How stupid. Why would they do that? Those screws. Oh, it's not. It looked like they were set up like you see in prison bathrooms, one-way screws. But it's not. They're just so rotted, the heads are gone. Oh no. Oh, that's a problem. The heads are gone. That isn't going to work. All those screws have to be broken off. What a mess. Oh, what a mess. All those screws have to come off all the way across. I ripped out all the screws with pliers. I just twisted and broke them off back and forth, back and forth. Hopefully I got them all that are going to be in my way anyway. I'll have to reframe the hatch now too then. These hoses are in the way. Would have been better to do this before the hoses, but too late now. Ah, there it is. Why is it not laying down? There it goes. There's filth in there. Here's my new floor. Screw that down in there. This is awkward, to say the least. Oh. Yeah, this is totally awkward. Can't really get in there to even hold the drill. Oh, come on. Oh, that hurt. Now it's going in. Everything's in the way. The drain's in the way. Everything's in the way in here. It's quite awkward. Oh. Oh, come on. Drain's in the way. Very awkward work here. Oh, I want to keep putting screws in. Don't want to bore you. The sun is intense again today. It's really weird. It's getting its last days on us here. You know, when its days are numbered. Awkward. I measured it so it should go in. There it is. There's one. New floorboard. Oh, I'm sweating. Just hope I don't wreck my copper lines going to the faucets in here. The original copper all the way up to the faucet, and that's not nice. Potential problems, but the original faucets, it's just how they are made. I can't even change it unless I took it all out. Don't want to do that. There it goes. There it is. There's my other new floor. There. Getting there. Yep. Getting there. Well, piecemeal, I've got myself a new floor in the back, which is going to help insulation-wise. I don't know if you can see a thing with the sun the way it is. It's dark. It's awkward lighting. I'll come back to it later on. I'm foam sealing where all the mice come and go. Oh, up in the frame. There's a lot of spaces where they come in here at. There's a massive hole up here where there's just nothing left but a big open mouse access panel. Well, this is going to help stop drafts too right here. This is bad. Oh wow. So many holes. Well, used a whole can. Sealed off a lot of junk. I knew this was there, but I never really looked at it. Now I'm wondering, is that a wasp nest or a beehive? I think I just saw little bees going in there. I'll try to refocus better. Actually, there are little insects flying out of there too that look the size of bees, but they come and go so fast I can't see them. And I'm trying to catch something coming and going out of there. It's right above my Honda. Of course, now that I'm looking, nothing's happening. I could throw a stick at it, but that would probably be like a very funny video for everybody. Just so you know, there's that one here, right over the Honda. Now if we go over here, there's another one. I just noticed, I never saw this one before. Right up there in the tree. Let me see if I can get it on the camera here. Right there. Well, that one's got something big crawling all over it though. That one's probably wasps. There's something huge all over the side of that, and black. That's probably wasps, I guess. But they haven't bothered me. All summer they've been there. Now the intensity of the sun is gone. It's gotten cloudy. I can show you what I did in here. There's new floorboards all the way through, except for little spots where I didn't get it. There's nothing to nail to, and I couldn't fit the boards across in one piece. There's no point. I'll just fill it in with foam like I'm starting to do here. And I can't really show you, but I foam sealed all along the lip, all through here, both above and below. And you could actually, when I looked from underneath, I could see daylight from here underneath the RV all along this edge. There was a gap that wide where mice were easily coming and going. You can see some foam up in there. I used a whole can of foam sealant, and I don't know if you can see deep in there if the camera will adjust. Yes, there was a massive mouse access area. They'd eaten in to the sidewalls, and I filled that as well as I could as well. And then down in the boards. Well, I'm at it. Maybe I can show you the foam underneath there. I don't know if this will show. I guess I'll see this when I edit, if that shows up or not. And then up inside, my legs and my tripod are in my way. Up inside here, you can see all the foam sealant I put up in there where the mice were coming and going, and sealed all through inside. That was a big hole. That was like a couple inches wide by a very long strip. So hopefully I have found everywhere where the mice were coming and going and blocked them off. Hopefully. I'm going to use probably another half a can of foam. There's some areas down deep under here that I couldn't reach from up above. And I have to crawl under again with another can one day and fill that in and hit some other spots. Once that's done expanding, I might even seal under the bathtub along the edges of it as far in as I can reach to try to prevent mice from going through there so easily if they ever get in again, and just try to limit their access as much as possible in this RV. This I have been very much dreading, cutting this awkward curve next to the fridge, this wall here. It has to be done. So I've taken some packaging paper and taped it up, and I'm hoping that by lining it up with the wall over here as well as I could, and then getting it up in here, I'm hoping to get this angle right. This is really something I was not looking forward to at all. I'm just afraid to mess up. It's the hardest part of anything I've done yet. I'm hoping I'll cut this right, because this is going to look horrible if I mess it up. Very awkward. This is not easy at all. Well, there's the shape, roughly. The shape of it here. That's closest it's going to get. Alright, there's the last piece of wall that's going by my fridge. My idea, I'm hoping for the best, is if I can line this up here squarely, then I have a straight line or a good guide to cut here. So it all hangs on whether I get this edge nice and square or not, and if I had it square inside the RV or not. If not, then I have a mess. The chipmunks are mad at me today. I don't know what I did. They're yelling at me. So if that is straight, then I'm good. If I can see this, let me see if that'll work. Yes, I'm going to tape this down and use it as a guide as is, and then cut straight along that guide. Now, I was thinking, I was looking at my other wall that I did before with this material. If I have any mistakes or mess-ups, I can probably cover it with white silicone. So this is a bit awkward right here. I hope I don't have any mistakes though, to be honest. But well, here we go. Here we go, for better or for worse. Really don't like doing this. This way maybe is better. Either way, it's awkward with that guard on there. I'm going to have to cut relief lines. It's going to be awkward. I have a jigsaw, but it's very rough, and it's not as smooth as this, and it would rip this to shreds. Of course, I could use my Leatherman. I wonder if I should use my Leatherman. This is cutting smooth though. If I get past this curve, I'll be alright. So far it's looking good. Right here is going to be the hardest. After that it's going to be very nice. I've got the curve in there, most of it. Well, I hope that's it. It's done now, one way or another. It's done. Well, it looks like a nice cut. Take it inside and see if it is a good cut. Okay, the board fit. This camera is awkward to get in this here, and I'm trying to keep the cat from running out. I'm cutting styrofoam to fit this wall. I'm going to fill all this in with styrofoam I happen to have lay around. Now I'm not sure if I can fit two thicknesses in here or not. I'll have to check. I don't want to have any pressure on the board when I work on this, but we'll see what I can do here. I'm actually thinking about stapling that board on this time rather than messing around with glue, because the glue was a nightmare. Could always use the floor tile stuff, but actually that might work. That flooring tile that tile glue that I used might hold this wall up. I'm going to try that. What could it hurt? I coated the wall with tile glue, and I'll let that get tacky while I put the foam insulation in these gaps, and then I'll be able to stick up the wall, hopefully. I found a nice way to cut this stuff with a hacksaw. Very slow and easy. Perfect, precise line. Nice and neat. Well, there it is. And because I could not fit the foam, another piece in there, it was too small a gap, I brought it to the front. And that'll at least keep the, because I don't mind cold air getting to the fridge in winter. If anything, that'll help. But this will keep the wall from being cold over here at least. Now this is the exhaust, a hot exhaust from the burner, so I don't want anything flammable next to that. I kept the foam a little ways away from that, so hopefully that's safe. I mean, they didn't have much space in here in the first place. That wasn't very far away from your wall, and it's right up against the wood, so they must consider it safe. But I remember it was hot to the touch when it was burning. Maybe it's just a cover to the chimney, or if that's a chimney, I don't know, but I know that was a hot thing to touch. Well, anyway, when this glue gets tacky, I'll put up my new wall, and then I can start using my fridge once I finish cleaning it. This was the only thing stopped me, really, because it's dangerous to use it when it's open. Well, there's another large piece of the puzzle in place. I've got the insulation in, I've got the wall up, sort of. That glue is not going to dry very fast, so I'm using a massive C-clamp, and I might try to gently put two more inside the fridge, one inside of the board. What I did is I put it inside the cupboard with a piece of wood inside and a piece of wood outside. Careful not to touch my paint, I hope. Oh yeah, a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to probably put 3 of them, one here and one here, and that should hopefully help brace this wall up until the glue sets, which it actually never really will from my experience here on the tiles, but it'll become very, very tacky, which should be enough to hold that lightweight wall up. But that's coming together, starting to have an RV. starting to have a home. Once I get the fridge working and the doors all on the cabinets in here, it's gonna look nice. Now if it doesn't rain tomorrow, I'll probably try to paint those cabinets. Because right now, what is it? It's 5 o'clock. See if I can get that to, yeah. Right now it's 10 minutes to 5, and just look at the weather, we're looking at it. Getting on towards partly sunny. And it was 84 today. It was horrible. Barometer is steady. No wind at all. Not a breeze of any kind. So hopefully tomorrow I'll do some painting. And right now I'm going to start on that barrel stove conversion kit, which will be a whole video in itself, but I'll show you the end result, hopefully, if I get it working anyway, because the barrel is too small. I have an idea about that. But I did it. It's almost perfect. I've got a little bit of a edge here where I cut too short. I've got a little tiny bit here where I cut too short. But my idea is to fill this in with white silicone sealer, and nobody will know the difference. I think that's going to be alright. Nobody will know. Nobody but me. Well, you guys know now, don't you? There. Now I've got to live with that for the rest of the night, but it's good. There it is. That wall should hold up by tomorrow morning. I should be able to leave that alone. And that is actually going to help, because that'll be less air flowing into my RV at night. The cold air was flowing in through that fridge vent, right through that open wall. No more. Okay, here is my problem. I have a nice little barrel. Could use some paint, which is no big deal. But the stove kit is too big for it. But I'm wondering if I can use my Sawzall and just put a little zip there and here and bend that out of my way, and do the same here. I'd have to cut it here to here and bend that out. As long as I don't break open the folded over metal here, I'm thinking it should be alright. And then I'll still be able to bolt that onto there at that lip, and it'll hopefully sit flat. Well, the barrel is sitting here. It's not doing me any good at all sitting here, and it would fit in my little shed. So I'm actually thinking about making this happen. Now, I've been advised by many to, if I do this kit, to put sand and stuff in the bottom, which I will certainly do, because I know that the metal barrels are burned through quick. So I think I'm going to try this out. I mean, really can't hurt, I think. Give it a try, and if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. I can always test it outside first. I definitely will test it outside first. Let me see if the legs will fit. Not really. See, this is absolutely, totally different size. That's annoying. I mean, I could try to make it fit. Try to make it work with the barrel I have. Try it outdoors and test it thoroughly first and see what happens. But the other thing is, this if that doesn't fit, then this is certainly not going to fit. Actually, that's not so bad at all. That could be made to work. So, thinking about doing it. Winter's coming, and that old potbelly stove, I still need a lot of money and fittings for that, so that's going to take time before I can hook that up, because it needs to have the water. So anyway, I think I'm going to try this. I'm out on my porch and checking out the walls. Everything's dry. Porch is dry. there's water running. I don't know if you can see it. Water running off the new roof, pouring down all over. So far the edge of the porch where the door is supposed to be is dry. So far, but that could change. There's no leaks anywhere around here. Up against the RV is all dry. The seals are holding well. I didn't even tape it off yet. Now here's a funny thing. There's a little bit of water coming down underneath the awning, but the water isn't coming down where I put my roof. The water's coming down between the awning and the side of the RV. And back there I have, again, a little bit of water coming down. So this is good to show me what I have to fix and what I don't. And that's the outside edge of this. Oh yeah, that's going to leak. I forgot to seal it off right there where the post of the awning is. So that's going to leak. So that's in between the RV and the pallet shed. So it's not even hitting anything. It's just running down the RV onto the ground below. The shed is high and dry. Everything's looking good. Even that hole, because there's such an overlap, everything's holding up. I was worried about this overlap right here with the plastic, but the water's running straight down the tunnel of the plastic. So that's perfect. See the water running down? It's raining pretty good. Hope this shows up. Actually, some people have mentioned the idea of collecting rainwater off of this roof. I'm thinking this is a very good idea. So my new roof, my new porch, floor is looking good. No leaks up here. There's a bunch of bugs. No leaks anywhere. It's pretty cool. So I can sit out here in the rain. I got my boots out here. They'll stay dry. Looking good. The only leaks are back by that pallet shed, so that's fine with me for now. I'll fix that later. The only one that bothers me, that disturbs me, is the one between the awning and the wall. That bothers me because that shouldn't be leaking. I'll have to seal it off, because if that leaks, then there could also be leaks inside the walls, which I can't have. But it's passing its test for now, the rain test anyway.